Welcome back to the program. Cards on the table, hand on heart. I have to be upfront and admit that this story is personal. You see, it's the story of my birthplace, Scotland, and the historic decision it must make in September. Scots will vote on whether to remain part of Great Britain or to go it alone, to finally be free from the Sassenachs, the English who've lorded over them for centuries. Now, I'm sure there are many whose knowledge of Scottish history extends only as far as Mel Gibson in the movie Braveheart. But for me, the argument over Scottish independence has been lifelong, and one that has my own family divided. After centuries of violent struggle, the relationship has come down to this. Scotland the brave now wants to be Scotland the free. Free from English Westminster rule.
Declare yourself the King's loyal subject and beg his mercy.
The great Scottish patriot William Wallace was infamously hanged, drawn and quartered by the English 700 years ago, fighting for the same cause. Now, remarkably, after all the bloodshed, that freedom could be achieved by a simple vote. Fiona, it's a simple question on September the 18th. Can you word it for me, please?
Should Scotland be an independent country?
In fact, the castle is in your hands.
Well, I'm responsible for Historic Scotland. Isn't
Fiona Hislop is the Scottish Minister for Culture and External Affairs, and stoutly pro-independence.
And that wonderful motto of Scotland, Nemo me impune lacessit, which means...
In Scots, it's whar dar meddle with me, and nobody mess with me with impunity, and don't think you can have a go at me without retaliation. So don't mess with me.
That's a threat.
Well, I think it's a challenge.
That's a promise.
I think it's a challenge. I think it reflects the spirit of Scotland in that we will stand up on our own 2 feet.
And Scotland standing on its own 2 feet is what the Yes camp is urging, so Scots can take charge of their political and economic destiny. While the No case argues that the 300-year-old union with Britain is an enduring success story and warn independence will send the country broke without British finance. It's a debate I've been versed in all my life. That's me at 3 years of age, shortly before I left Scotland for Australia with my dad Charlie and my mum Ella. Mum might have left Scotland, but as you can hear, Scotland never left her.
Our country is sold for English gold, for a parcel of rogues and a nation. And you know who said that?
Robert Burns.
Yes.
Like so many Scots, we left home for the promise of a better life. But saying goodbye to the Isle of Arran almost broke my mother's heart.
Oh, it was very, very sad.
And your relatives got up on top of the hill there, didn't they?
Yes, the McKelveys were out with a big sheet waving it, and it looked the size of a pocket handkerchief, and it was really very sad. I said to Charlie, I feel like jumping overboard and swimming the shore.
More than 60 years ago, that was the last view my parents had of their beloved Isle of Arran. Now, in this great year of Scottish decision, I'm coming back to find out what the locals think. Does Scotland have a future in its own right? Can it go it alone? On the west coast of Scotland, this beautiful island is a wonderfully romantic place and over thousands of years a hotly contested piece of real estate. Castles that once warded off Vikings later defended against the most relentless foe of all, the English. Today the main town is Brodick. And there in its centre is the bakery bearing my family name.
So this is Woolies' most famous product.
It is, yes. This is the traditional Arran, Woolies Arran oat cake.
Not mucked around with, not trendied up.
No, just basic ingredients.
Matt Keir now owns a business with his dad Lindsay, who is a battered baker after a